And Tim Walter just handed me the microphone. He is a director. He and Larry are directors. They run the tech team, and they're called directors because they promote and support the Sunflower Club, Tech Club. So as you probably know, how many of you read the newsletter? It goes out. Okay. Next month is our last member meeting until September, October. And at that meeting, we're going to have an election for the office of president and treasurer. And the thing is, I'm termed out, so we have to have somebody step up to run for president. We have 2 tentative candidates, but if you're interested in being the president, it's you don't have to know a lot of tech. We have the tech team for that. It's just a matter of coordinating and organizing the meetings and so forth. So if you're interested in doing that, you can tell any one of the board members that are here today, and then we'll ask you to send in your name, and we'll put that in the newsletter so everyone can start thinking about you as we have the election next month. Any questions about that? Anything you'd like to know? Well, I am so fortunate to be able to introduce our speaker today, Andy Taylor. He's quite proficient in technology and has a great background in media and sharing his expertise as he's going to do today.
Thank you.
And
thank you very much. Hi, good to see you all. Thanks for inviting me out. I'm happy to be here, and I thought, boy, what is something that I could talk about or we could focus on with a computer club that would be of interest to you? And I thought, because technology is going like crazy. I don't know if you agree, but it's like every time you turn around, there's something new or something changing, or you hear the term AI. And a lot of the tech companies are now putting AI into everything because that's the buzzword. They want you to know. But there is technology that's out there that we want to be able to use and we want to be able to benefit from. So I thought, what I would do is bring some of that technology today to kind of go through it, show some stuff that you may like, maybe take some of your questions about some of this technology and some of the services that maybe you're thinking about using. And, I don't know the level of use. So I don't want to be talking way up here. So I'll tell you about myself first. I host a radio show. It's called Tech Talk Radio. It has been on the air 30 years. Which, when I tell people, they say, wait a minute, a tech radio show for 30 years? It's like, how is that possible? We started in Palm Springs. I didn't like computers. I honestly was not a big fan of them. And I ran into a friend of mine named Mike and Bill. I was in radio, I do morning radio. And they said, we want to do a radio show on technology. There was a guy in San Francisco named Leo Laporte that was doing it. That was actually, I tuned in and I kind of liked it. So I started getting into more of the tech with them, and then we got a radio show 30 years ago. Matter of fact, 30 years ago this month. And we talked for an hour about everything that was out then. DOS, Windows, Windows 95, Windows 3.1. We just went the whole route with it. And it was a lot of fun. And it just never stopped because people like the technology. And then when I moved out here to Tucson to work at a rock station out here, they heard I did a tech radio show and said, we want to put it on our AM. So we were on KTKT for a while. And the show now is on the air in Green Valley. We were syndicated once. Turns out our syndicator did not pay his taxes, and they came and took all of his equipment. So for about 6 months, we were on at about 7 stations. The internet, though, makes it possible for people to listen all over the world. And not only listen, but now they can watch. We do, like you're doing Zoom, we use technology to actually broadcast our show. About 20 years ago, I joined KOLD and then Fox 11 to be their tech correspondent. And I go on generally Mondays. Sometimes I take a Monday off if I don't get enough equipment or I'm tired. But we show the latest in tech gear. And we do that on KMSB Fox 11. So if you've seen any of those segments, that's some of the stuff you've probably seen on there. So I guess I'll just get right into it. You know, how many of you started out in the old Windows days, right? Oh yeah. How about Mac? Were you DOS? You were in the DOS days, so you were there. What that's see the people who do DOS or have done DOS, I should say, have an appreciation for what people are trying to do now. And I mean, DOS was special. I love DOS. So you have an old computer. How many of you have old computers laying around? All right, right. And sometimes we don't know what to do with them. You know, you suddenly, oh, I can't run Windows 11. So I have this Windows 10 machine that's not that old. You know, what do I do with it? You keep running it, but then they tell you it's a security risk. Some people, what they did is they made what they call a jump to Linux. Now, again, I want to be too up here with the tech, but Linux is, it's not Windows, it's not run by Microsoft, it's open source. Linux is basically an operating system that gave the ability for old laptops, old desktops, old computers, and even new ones to run really well. And this laptop ran Windows XP. And we were like, you know, what are we going to do with it? You know, I found out the battery was where everything was, well, the battery didn't work, but everything else was good with it. So I went ahead and I downloaded for free Linux Mint 22, the new version is 22.3, and I installed it. And I can, if I was to show you, if you could see it from there, but we'll log in. If we go down up here to this bottom area here, click that, you get a menu system that looks very similar to Windows. So you're familiar with it and using it. Many people that have moved from Mac to Windows or Windows to Mac always get a little flustered. If you've been on a Windows platform, this one can work really good for you, and it's free. So if you've got the old laptop laying around, that can work. Yes. Linux. And you can go online, you can find it. Now, what I'd recommend is checking a website out called SourceForge, SOURCE Forge. At SourceForge, you can find safe links to find some of this stuff. You got to be careful about where you're getting stuff online. Obviously, you could run into security problems there. But if you decide you want to take an old laptop and yeah, I want to use this, you know, you can do that, you know, and do that with Linux. And there's different versions of it, but the Linux Mint seems to be the best one for most people that have come from a Windows background. And Linux Mint is 22.3 is the newest version. But again, it's great. The battery, yeah, is shot on this, but I plug it in, I can set it up, do some stuff on it, you know, Word, whatever, word processing. You don't do Word, but word processing, and you're good to go. Which is a good point when it comes to alternate softwares. I mentioned Word. Well, you can't do Word on it, but you could do, you know, OpenOffice. If you don't know about OpenOffice, OpenOffice is a open source program that can run on Windows, it can run on Linux, and it gives you the ability to use it like Word. So if you want to type a document out, you know, you could use OpenOffice to do pretty much everything. Spreadsheets, you can do all of that. So again, there's so many programs out there that you don't have to pay for. You can make a donation because there are people behind it, you know, writing the code and always changing it and updating it because let's face it, you know, other companies are changing their software. They have to work with it. But the OpenOffice is a good program to have if you don't want to pay Microsoft their $120 a year to use their program. Which is a good point where I talked about the battery. I found recently, not that long ago, but I found that I had a smartphone that was sitting in one of my cabinets. And over years, I know we all do it. You get something and you upgrade, you just shove it in a drawer. You know, maybe you pass it down. And it just sat there. And I remember I was looking for something and I said, oh, there's that old Samsung Galaxy 5, I think it was. And I like, the heck? And the bottom of it was blown out. The battery had exploded. So even if it wasn't plugged in, you would think, well, it's going to be safe, right? So a lot of us have this old technology that's laying around, these old batteries. They get puffy over time, and then they pop. So if you have stuff, and I was lucky, this popped, it didn't start a fire, but they've been known to do that. We've seen the stories about some of these lithium batteries that have exploded on these carts. And next thing you know, starts a fire in a house. You have no idea. Well, even old smartphones, old devices, old laptops that have batteries in them uh, can can cause problems. So something to think about if you've got them laying around. Um, I also wanted to show some products that can make it very easy for us. There is a company called GrandPad. I don't know if any of you have heard about GrandPad. GrandPad, I interviewed the CEO back about 6 years ago at the time. He's one of the co-founders. The company was founded in 2014. The idea of the GrandPad is just like it sounds. It's for us grand folk. I'm a great grandfather, right? So I have no problem being called that. But the idea was, let's find a product that is easy. If you've ever bought a tablet out of the box, whether it be an iPad or a Samsung, you open it up and you're looking, you stare at it for a while. Okay, what do I do with this? You got to find the apps. You got to find. GrandPad makes it easy. So this is the GrandPad tablet. Comes with the docking station. When you order it, it's a little different than what you would do 6 years ago. When you order it online, you basically give them the info. Okay, this is going to be for Andy, or this is going to be for Bill, or Rita. It will generate an email address for you. It then will make a connection, so it has access to your GrandPad. So with GrandPad, you have everything larger. You can see that it's larger text, larger icons. You can make phone calls with it. You can get email with it. You can view photos. So say your kids are out there, they've taken photos with their smartphone. If they're in the GrandPad ring, they could go ahead, take a photo. Oh, here's us at Disneyland. It gets uploaded, if they choose to, upload it to the GrandPad. So you could be sitting at home. This is on the stand. This serves as kind of a slideshow. It'll actually switch to the photos. And there's the photos of the grandkids. So right there, you can see, they can share with you, and it makes it easy. They also have the ability to email with this. You want to listen to radio stations from back home? Some of you may not have lived your whole life. I lived in Orange County, before I moved to Palm Springs. But you say, okay, I listen to KZY or KISS FM. You could call them and say, I'd like you to add this station to my radio lineup. And they will add it. And you can listen to your favorite radio stations whenever you want, all available on your GrandPad. The new one they've added is Grandy Chat. Now, I'm just going to ask, how many of you are sick and tired of hearing AI? Okay, got a couple. AI has a purpose. I believe that AI certainly has a great purpose, and I use it quite a bit. And I'm going to show you something in a little bit. But Grandy Chat uses AI. So if you click on Grandy Chat, somebody that is homebound or just wants to be able to interact with something without typing, it's telling me right now the weather, just as soon as I logged in. If I want to ask it a question, I can, and it can carry a conversation. Almost like journaling. Oh, you can then tell it, oh, today I'm not feeling so well. I think I have a cold. It may, you might want to consult your doctor. That's always first. But also, are you having enough vitamins? Drinking enough water? What's the temperature? Is it 105 degrees out today? Maybe you need some more water. That whole bit. Again, all of that done with GrandPad. I like it because it's portable. It's very easy to use. It's not that large a tablet, and they have found that a lot of the older people that are using GrandPad are happy with what they're able to do with it without being too confused. Again, it's not confusing at all. They changed the pricing structure. It used to be you would buy it and you would basically lease it, and after a short time it could go back. Now you buy the GrandPad outright, and there is a payment plan. Now, with that plan that you choose, you have a cell connection. So basically, it's wherever you go, you don't have to worry about connecting to Wi-Fi, or you can connect to your Wi-Fi, and you can discuss that with them. But again, it's pretty good, easy to go right out of the box. It opens up, no twisty ties, nothing to deal with, and it's all there. And again, stores photos. You can read newspapers from where you want. You can customize it. Screensavers when you go to sleep at night. Maybe you want cattle roaming through they have that all on there. I don't know why, but I did, and I got thirsty for a glass of milk. But either way, this one is really neat as well. I brought other tech I wanted to show you. I don't know if any of you watch Fox 11 or News 13. Tyler Butler, who's one of the anchors on there, he's pretty tech savvy. So I came over to the United States from England on the SS United States in '64, and they're going to sink it. Matter of fact, I think next month they're taking it out in Florida and sinking it. Well, I didn't know Tyler was a big fan of that ship. One day I saw his social media and he had pictures of it. That's how I got here. So the world of hobbies and technology has come full circle because he created this in about 2 hours. It's basically a 3D printer that he has, and he puts in all the info, and it did this perfectly. And it's not cheap. It's not a Lego or anything like that. And he gave it to me the following week. I was amazed. So you could do some great things with hobbies that are not too hard. A lot of us may have heard of Cricut as making it easy for. I have a Cricut. I can't figure out how to use it, but no, Cricut is making it easier for people who want to do crafts at home. But if you want to create stuff, you could do that, and he created that. I wanted to show you what's Cricut. Cricut is Cricket, and what it is, you can find it actually at Joann's if they're still around, Marshalls. I'm trying to Michael's. That's what I'm thinking of. You can buy them online. Hobby Lobby has them, but you go in there, and what it does is you basically create it on your computer, and it can print onto vinyl. Or you can even print right on your coffee cups. So if you have a coffee cup, you want to have this is my coffee cup, stay away. You can put that on there,
but it's not 3D printing.
No, it's not 3D printed. It's using appliques and vinyl for really getting that look. It's a little different from a 3D printer. 3D printers, when they first came out, they were close to about 9, maybe 10 grand. Now you can find them a lot cheaper, around 2,500 bucks. But you can create some amazing things with that. So if people are creating accessories and tools and stuff that they may need with that kind of stuff. I wanted to show. So we went from grandpet to the kids, and I don't know if I have, like I said, I have great grandkids. My grandson, who is 8, comes over every Monday and Tuesday, and the thing is, he was on his phone a lot, on his tablet, and he plays his games and he watches his videos, and we're like, what's going to be a good replacement? This is really great if you have the young ones that come over, or you're looking for something fun to do yourself. It's called the Nex Playground. It's NEX Playground. Has a camera on it. The light will indicate when it's on. But what you do is you connect it to your TV. A very easy connection. And then you go to and you don't have to go anywhere. It automatically would come up. And you could choose. Now it comes with 5 games. You could buy an $80 a year game that gives you about 50 more games. But what these games do is not just sit and playing and looking at that. They're looking at the screen and seeing themselves. So there's, my little grandson, August, who then sees himself, but he's interacting with these games. So Bluey is a famous character on TV. The kids like them. And Bluey has one game called, Dance Till It Stops. So it starts playing music and Bluey's on the screen dancing. So my grandson's in doing this thing, and then the music stops and he's supposed to freeze. And it makes it fun because he's freezing, and then it looks saying, okay, he did good, goes to the next one. It has games where they can, run through hoops, move their arms. It's movement, so you're not worrying about kids sitting on the couch, but they're having a good time playing this. But then I found out there's games for us grown-ups too. Bowling, basketball, tennis. There's trivia games now. And then also there are games for those that are chair bound, I should say. So if you're in a chair and you want to get some exercise, you don't want to go out when it's 185 degrees. You want to be able to be inside and get that movement. So it has these, and what you see on the screen is maybe tap this button here. So you're not tapping a button on the screen, that's what you're doing, but it's actually getting that movement going. And so it has some really good value. These run about $250, and it's fairly new, been out for about 2 years. But if you've got the grandkids, they will have so much fun, and it will pull them off their devices, and they're interacting with themselves, and it's fun because then I remember our grandson, pulled my wife and it said, come on, mom. So he calls her mom. So you get to do that too. So that that makes it. It's NEX Playground. So, and again, it comes with 5 games to start, but I recommend the package, and they may have special deals on that as well. The other thing I want to say, you all have, looks like most of you have smartphones. I wanted to show you this tech. This is called the Mudita Compact. Now, I love my smartphone. I can do lots of things with it, but let's face it, sometimes we get absorbed in the smartphone. I've seen it happen. What the Mudita Compact is a dumb phone. Basically, it has some features on the phone, can tell you the time and all that stuff. But if you want to, and I don't know if you can see some of this stuff here. There we go. Oh, come on. There we go. You have some icons. Yeah, you can play bingo if you want on it. It lets you do that. But there's no chat. Just use it for your phone calls. And you could do limited email on it. But the whole purpose is to pull away from the devices. Doesn't use a lot of battery because it uses this special ink technology that is a part of the phone. And Mudita is really trying to reach a different audience that wants to get away from the tech. And here I'm talking to a computer club of techs, and I'm saying, yeah, you want to get away from the tech. But I know this is a good one to have in the arsenal if you need that break. You're going on a vacation, you want to stay connected. This is one way to do that. So you can still get the phone calls. Go ahead. What's that? It's this is Mudita, Mudita Compact, and that's with a K.
Does it do speech to text for doing texting, or do you have to type?
Yes,
Okay.
This does. So if you don't want to, because obviously texting on this thing is tiny. So yes, and I think most devices are doing that now, and I'm thankful for that because I do that a lot. Yes, ma'am.
Can you transfer contacts and information from a smartphone to it?
Yes, you can have your contacts, your info. It will take photos as well. On the screen, they come out black and white, so you're looking at it because there's no color in this. But when you transfer them, they come out in color. And it's not the best camera in the world. So again, it's just for those moments that maybe you want to catch that are real quick. But this is for those people that just want to put the phone down. And I see people that have it in our hand all the time. I'm probably one of those too. The other thing I want to, and you can all come up and look at some of this stuff too afterwards, but I wanted to show this only because of its timeliness. If you are on Xfinity or if you're on Dish, I know that there's been some problems there. They pull your local favorite TV station away. And a lot of us, we like watching content. People that want to watch Survivor, they want to watch, anything that's been on ABC or for what I understand, Dish now may have taken away CBS. This is called Tablo, and that's Tablo. I'm on Nextdoor, the local Nextdoor app, and I see a lot of people asking, hey, I want to get an antenna. What should I get? The problem is you get an antenna, it's not like our cable company where maybe you get a DVR and you can watch it when you want. With Tablo, you can. So it's got internal storage on it, and how that works is connects to an antenna. So you can buy one with an antenna. You can find an antenna in the store. Those clear channel, you may see those clear channel antennas are really good. But then with an app, you can program, and it connects via your Ethernet, right, or wireless. You can then program a show that you want to watch. Maybe you can't be there. That's recorded off air. So it's called OTA, over the air. It's not your cable company delivering it. It's being delivered to the antenna, and you say, I want to record it. Now, Tablo's grown quite a bit. I had the CEO on my radio show. We talked about it. Now what they're doing is they're adding all of these free channels. There are so many free channels. If any of you have Roku, you probably know that there are free channels like crazy out there. There are channels if you like watching Law and Order episodes, or you like watching, some fun talk shows, and they make that available too. So with your app on your smartphone or an app that's available on your smart TV, you can then watch everything that's been delivered to your Tablo as a DVR device. So you're not home to watch it. You could set it to record with the app and then come home and watch it. So for people who are not getting cable, you're just getting antenna, this is a really cool device. So a Tableau. And they're not that expensive as well. And you don't pay a monthly. That's what's nice about it too. You don't have to pay a monthly service, which a lot of us are tired of the monthly services.
Where does it, Andy, where does it record to?
It records onto the device itself.
Oh, okay.
So, and
It's
what's
got a lot of
nice,
space.
so it has space, lots of space, storage space on it. You know, you get to a point where you have to delete some of the stuff. I have to do that I have Comcast, I have to do that as well. But again, and what's nice about it is I can actually watch it from my smartphone. So I can connect with the app, I can connect with it, and I can be away from, I can be at work, and I can go ahead and pull it down. So that's one nice feature. They're not that expensive, I think about $140. So might want to look into Tableau. And you, again, all of these things, you can find some good savings on there as well. On the tablet, did it have a remote? No, you do it all. You do it, use your regular remote, like with a smart TV on your TV or your smartphone, and then you can guide it. I should have opened up the app, but that's how it's done there.
And can I interrupt for just a moment? If you have a question, if you could raise your hand and use the microphone, because this is being recorded, the recording will work much better from a microphone. So just raise your hand and we'll get one to you.
Okay, cool. All right. Any of you wanted to start a podcast? Okay, maybe I won't go there. If you ever decide, because right now it's super easy. Anybody can have a podcast. But if you ever decide to, microphones from companies like Fifine. This is a very inexpensive microphone. And this gives you the ability to record your audio. You can do it with XLR, which is a kind of a professional way to connect and to a mixer and then to your computer. Or you can use USB, and that'll connect right to your computer. And you can talk right into this microphone, which lights up. Wow, that's kind of neat too, but it has no purpose other than that. But again, the audio on that's not that bad. I don't know if any of you have been to the Super Sale Bin store that is up on Ina and Thornydale. I found that one I bought directly from Fifine, but I found one of these microphones for, I think it was $10 a day. So if you've not been there, that's an Amazon, basically. It's people that return stuff. It goes into a big bin. This company buys the bin, they sell it. It can be a little difficult to weed through if you're claustrophobic. It's a little crazy because there's a lot of people in there all going through stuff. You can find some deals though, some tech deals there if you're looking for that. Also, I wanted to show for anybody that is into it, drone technology. I saw a cringe back there. So drones have come a long way. I've used one of the original drones. They were massive. I used the teeny drone, which was about like that big. But the drones they're making today are under restriction now. This was one of the last drones to be made to be allowed in the United States because a lot of them are produced offshore in China, which is this one was this one came out the day before that restriction went in place. It is a pretty good drone when it comes to technology. 360 degrees, so top, bottom. It comes with a complete kit. You could still purchase it. That kit has 4 batteries, a battery you hang around your neck, but this is the weird thing. You wear these. So you wear the goggles, so you're watching the video as it's flying through the air. You move it with this controller, and you're doing this. So it's basically like augmented reality, but you're actually watching this as it's flying. Takes some massive 4K video that looks amazing. If you decide to get into drones, this anti-gravity A1 is a good one to get. The next one is DJI, but their newest drones from DJI, we're not going to be able to buy. You can buy them from third parties, but you can't buy them from the manufacturer, and those third parties might be questionable because of restrictions in place, which I wanted to mention to all of you too. If you've thought about getting a new router, routers were just put on ban by the FCC. So new routers manufactured before the 25th of last month, I believe is what it was, are no longer going to be allowed to be sold in the US if they don't receive what's called a kind of like a waiver, a deferment. So what happens is, we've got this new technology coming out. If it's not made in the US, and there's only one brand, one router that's made in the US, and that's Starlink. That's it. But not everybody's using Starlink devices. So for routers, and that's if you don't know what a router basically is, you get your modem that comes into the home. Router separates that signal, turns it into Wi-Fi, connects it to other devices. So a lot of people are looking at that. Belkin will probably be the company that is going to be allowed after they have to submit to the FCC. This is what our new router will do. And the government has to say, okay, yeah, that's okay. We'll allow it. But other companies like Linksys, which make great routers, they're going to fall under those restrictions. So right now we're going to see the price of routers going up a bit. So if you've been thinking about getting them, you might want to check that if you want to have the Wi-Fi coverage. TP-Link is pretty much gone. Yes.
Will existing routers continue to work?
Yes, the current routers will continue to work. There's question now, we're waiting to see how they're going to be able to do updates. Because a lot of us, we get firmware updates on our routers, which is very important if you're not doing that already, to make sure that stuff's updated. So the current ones will continue to work. The ones that are on the shelves will continue to be sold. But if, say, Linksys or Asus come out with a new router and they say, we want to put this router out because it does Wi-Fi 8, and they'll say, no, can't do it, at least not in the US. So hoping that changes, or at least they're able to pass that process for them to get approved. And that'll all have to be approved by the FCC. But right now it's like, oh, what we have is what we got. So we'll see where that goes. Then, okay, so I left some paper articles up that I wrote on digital scanning. I don't know, have any of you done scanning, taking your images and saving them? Right? A lot of us have the old photos, and they're just laying around, and they over time deteriorate. You leave them in a box, they end up deteriorating, and it could be sad when you go to pull up a photo. Oh, where'd all the color go out of this? And you think it's safe, it's in a box, but over time it just degrades. So a lot of people are doing now is going to scanning services. One of the best ones is Scan Photos in San Diego. They do a really good job. You send them a box, they scan it. They've got these high-speed scanners, and they send it back to you. But if you're like me, I like to do this stuff myself. And I have a flatbed scanner. Some of you may have that. Back when we first got into technology, I had a scanner. It cost me $1,500, and that would have been in 1995. $1,500, and that was ridiculous. Well, now you can find scanners that are about $99, $150, and they can give you that ability to scan your images. But with flatbed scanners, you have to lift the lid, put the photo on, close the lid, scan a picture. Until Epson came out with the Fast Photo 680W. So the Epson FF680 takes your photos, those images, and does the scanning, and can scan it directly to your smartphone, and can scan it directly to your computer. I've got these prints here. I put them in the scanner. Okay, hold on here. Don't feed it yet. Get me back my picture. All right, so we put them in there. And I want to scan. Hit clear. All right. Hold on here. Come on. Is there still one in there? All right, let me do this here. This has happened to me on TV before too. All right, we'll just let it do that. Oh, come on. One time on TV, we were showing a scanner, and I couldn't get it to scan no matter what we did. It was so frustrating. And at the very end of the segment, I looked down, I go, oh, look. And I pulled up the cord. It wasn't even plugged in. It's like, oh, that's not good. All right. Now, I want to show you, but now it disconnected. So we'll see if that comes back up. All right. AI is out there. So I'm going to show you this one now while we're waiting to see if we get that back on. All right. Hopefully you can see the screen here. I'm going to share this. All right. Okay. And hopefully I can do this. All right. It might feedback a little. Feedback. Well, maybe it won't. All right. So this is called Suno, and hopefully it's sharing. Can you see it there? So there's, I don't know if any of you use, oh, there it is, perfect. So this is Suno. That's one of the different AI generating programs that are out there that you can experiment with. You don't have to pay money to use it. You can have some fun with it if you've ever wanted to create music. And I have friends in the music business that hate Suno because they say it's giving you the ability to do stuff that you have to have talent for. And the fact is, it's you think about when Word came out, Microsoft Word. It changed it because suddenly we weren't on a typewriter anymore. I still have my Olivetti, but suddenly you were using a Word program and then printing stuff out. It changed it. It was different. Well, this is what AI is kind of doing and what Suno has done. So if I was to go in here and I could type a song about the Sunflower Computer Club, right? And you could say create, right? Now, some people are trying to use this professionally. There we go. And there we go. And let's go ahead and see what it ends up creating. Now, some people are using this professionally. I've used it to create music for commercials that I've had to produce. Others are, where did I get an error? There was an error. Oh, did I do that? Yes, I've been there. All right. Well, let's see if it comes back up. But it should create a song that will give you the ability to have some fun. And here we go. It's still, now you can go on to Suno, suno.com, and for free create these. If you want to share them, if you want to post them on social media, you want to use them like I do, you have to pay a fee. And it's a $10 a month fee, which is not that bad. And see, it created our song. I don't know if you could hear it. Let me see.
Oh, Jim, Tuesday after school, dusty banners, invents that smell of glue. Cardboard sons.
I have no idea what they're saying. Our new music, but that's the thing about it. So it created a song really quick, but you can go in and fine tune F1. Yep, I'm in it. You can fine tune it. So, oh, I want something more 50s style, or I want something disco, or I want something more rock and roll. And there you can go ahead and create music. So again, suno.com is one creation engine. The other one I was going to mention is if you've not used ChatGPT, ChatGPT is actually, some people are afraid to use it. It's actually pretty good. It can give you the ability to pull up a document, give you information on something, but fact check. A lot of us are relying on the information that we get from Gemini or we get from ChatGPT. Fact check. I've had it tell me that somebody's dead, and I'll go, no, they're still alive. Oh, yes, you're correct. So you can't always go with what you get from there. Use it as a base and then do the research yourself, whether it be Wikipedia or even Google. Even Google Gemini has given me results that I say, that's not right. And then you go back, you tell him, and he'll say, okay, fine, I got it. All right, let me show you this. Let me see if I can do this. Now, in scanning our photos, you could tell it the year, you could tell it tags, and I don't know if you guys can see this, but advanced options. What that does is that gives you the ability to say, these are photos from Disneyland. These are photos from, Christmas with the kids. And it will add it to every picture that's added. And to scan them, this is how fast, if it works, this is how fast that it will go. And it says error. Oh boy. What is the error? Check the scanner status. And we look like we're good. Anyway, maybe I could demonstrate it afterwards, but just one of the cool features that we have here. The other object I wanted to show is a lot of us are looking for hubs. The hubs are, to be able to connect your other devices. This is from a company called EasyQuest. They make hubs for Mac and PC users and Linux users. It has a lot of ports. So if you're like me, you find out, wow, I've got another device. I get another device. You want to add to your devices. The hub, EasyQuest, that's easy, Quest, is a great way to do it. Also, one more I want to show you for security, home security. This is the Garafit. A lot of us have cameras at home. I have pretty much everything. At Ring, I got Nest, Google Nest. So many out there, and there's so many different plans for them. This new one from Garafit does something a little different. If you don't want to have a camera that's outside your house, but you want to have a camera on a window, maybe watching the driveway, all right? You don't have to climb a ladder to do it. With Garafit, how it works is it goes in the house, plugs in, so it plugs to maybe an outlet, and then there is an SD card in it, so you pop an SD card in. You could also connect to it to alert you to your smartphone. That's free of charge to use that service. If you want to use their cloud storage, you pay for that. But it connects right to the window. So nobody could reach inside and grab the camera. Nobody can take the SD card out. It's inside your home. If they want access to it, they're going to break the window. Then you're going to know, you're going to get an alert anyways. But it records in 2K. So that means you get really brilliant resolution. So it doesn't look like, you've got the Minecraft guy running across your front yard. You actually can see details. You can read a license plate frame. It also uses what they call Chroma AI. So what that does is it uses AI at night to boost the colors and give you an overall better picture. And Garafits are inexpensive. I got 2 of them for $80. And this, again, it keeps you from having the cameras outside where they can be taken, as we saw with, unfortunately, the Nancy Guthrie case. This one is inside your home, and it can watch the front yard, backyard. You can add more of them. It connects via Wi-Fi. Yeah. It's a weird spelling on this one. It's GIR, like Giraffe, AFIT. And again, they're not that expensive. The quality on them is really good. GIRAFIT, like giraffe, but Giraffe. And again, the easy to set up. And if you have Wi-Fi in your home, you can connect to that with the app. And $80 for 2 of them. So not too bad. So you get your front, back, and then you can add more as well. They can continue to grow. And with the app, then you can see. But the night vision is amazing on it. So if you're looking to do something with the night vision on that, and I'm so sorry that scan didn't work. Really wanted you to see just how fast it goes, but it's not working. Anyway, any questions? I covered a lot of stuff. Yes.
You said earlier that the old Galaxy phones or something like an Amazon tablet would explode. Where is a safe place to store those?
Where is the safe? Okay, so one thing you can do, if you take it to Best Buy, so if you decide I'm going to get, because you got to get rid of the whole phone at that point, because it wasn't, it used to be, I used to love the days where we could take our batteries out of the phone. The problem is they're soldered into your phone now. So if you're going to do that, Best Buy will do it. I think they charge. The other one is batteries, etc. That's, or Batteries Plus, that's in the shopping center there where the Ross is and all that. They will also take them. But again, you gotta be careful with them too. If you suddenly say, hey, that it's starting to expand a little, you know, you want to put them, what the recommendation has been for me is put it in sand in a bucket till you can get it somewhere safe and dispose of them. And that's the thing, you don't want to just throw them in the trash, because we've seen those fires with Waste Management. You know, they come along, all of a sudden, why is the trash can on fire? More than likely, it's probably some kind of battery situation. So yeah, but I would go through and look, make sure that those aren't laying around. What else? I only saw 2 people falling asleep. No. No, I really want to thank you for letting me come and talk to you. It was a lot of fun. And again, if you get a chance, I have the article there about digital scanning. If you want to try it yourself, the printer, trust me, it works good. If you get one, when they first came out, they were about $489. They're now about $699 due to tariffs, but you may be able to find them just under $6. They're worth it. They're really good. I just wish I could have shown you that. Yes, you got another question?
Just FYI, I just recently used the online app called PhotoMyne, Photo MYNE, and it's a pretty amazing photo scanning program that does a lot of what you're talking about. It does require a subscription, but it's great for sharing links to family members and stuff all online.
If they have say if the family member has a photo frame, with PhotoMyne, you can actually do the same thing that you can do with GrandPad, upload it to their photo frame. So, I mean, that's kind of neat. So you get those, that's one of the many services that are out there that does that, but that's a good one too. And if you have old photos that you want to adjust, honestly, Gemini, if you go to Gemini on Google, you can get some free, you can do it for free. If you have the photo available on your computer, upload it, or even on your phone, upload it, say, can you please correct this for me? And it will take photos that are pretty badly damaged. I used to do it with Photoshop. Take me about a month to get all cracks and all that stuff out of a photo. It does it like that. And you can get those for free. There'll be a little Gemini sticker in the bottom. But you take it somebody who knows Photoshop to get rid of it. Yeah.
Oh, me.
Yeah.
Just wondering that music app on their Suno. Is there issues with copyright? I
Yeah.
mean, yeah.
Yeah, the issues with copyright right now, and they're still getting a lot of flack for it, is when somebody takes something they haven't written and they upload it and then they want to share it. The problem is, unless you're on a paid plan with Suno, you can't share it. So it's something, some people told me, oh, I like creating my own song for myself. Or maybe like my daughter writes poetry. She took a song. I said, send it to me. I put it into the engine. I said, can you create a song out of this? She hated it. And then I said, well, who do you like musically? And she told me, and I sent it, and it said it sounded better to her. But the copyright issue is, unless you're paying that $10 a month at the lowest subscription, they have subscriptions that are higher, then you could run it. Yeah, you could run into copyright problems. And most songwriters will tell you, before you put your music out there, before you put your words out there, you might want to get an actual copyright on it. So that's something to think about. But if you're doing it for just fun, you know, it's like Sora was a video generation platform created by OpenAI. A lot of people had fun with that. I did too. I created because I live about 2 blocks away, but I created like monkeys running all over my head, and I'm trying to talk to them. It was Christmas time, and they had nice little like Christmas hats, and they were fun to do, and I'd send them to friends and whatnot. Sora is going away on the 26th of this month. They could not justify the cost and the low engagement, meaning, you know, we weren't jumping on it every day and creating content. So eventually a lot of these AI companies will go through the same thing. I think Suno might be around for a while though.
Thank you.
Andy, your show is on Fox 11. What day and what time?
Mondays, around about 8:05, 8:10. Sometimes we're live in the morning on Monday.
AM, okay.
And sometimes we do it live in studio. Other times I do it from my house. It's very easy to put together and, show the gear. Sometimes it's easier depending on what I'm going to be showing. Coming up, we're going to be showing gear that kids get them off the devices. And we've already shown Next, but we're going to show that again. Also, the Snap circuits. I don't know if you've seen those. Those are great for kids. They plug in. They could create radios. They could create blinking lights and stuff. And kids have a fun time creating that. And then the radio show you can listen to on our website or at KGVY in Green Valley on Saturdays at 4 o'clock.
Sorry, what was the station again?
And it's KGVY. And you can pick it up 1080 AM or on their website. And we play, I do afternoons there. I'll be on later today. We do, everything from Barbra Streisand to Chicago to ABBA. I hate ABBA. No, I like ABBA. Any other questions? Cool. Well, thank you for letting me be here today. I appreciate
Thank
it.
you so much. We learned a lot.
Feel free to come up and check out anything if you'd like. It's a GVY for Green Valley. Yeah. Are you? Yeah.
I have Microsoft.
Right. Yeah. That is frustrating. No, it's Microsoft. It's not you. Microsoft's always changing stuff. Yeah.
Does this do slides as well?
No, it doesn't. Unfortunately, that's what I used to like is that, well, my flatbed scanner does the slides. And I wish it would have, I wish it could have shown this, like, oh, I wonder if did that fix it? Let me try to turn that off. I was able to do an 11 by 17 on it, but that took a while. And the whole thing about this that's so amazing is just how fast it is. I have actually, so there is I bought this thing from Kodak. And it was cheap, like $30. And you put the slide in, and you use your smartphone. It slides into a slide and it takes a picture. It's good. But there's attachments for the flatbed scanners that'll do the slides, which is really good. Thank you.
On my computer, on my iPhone, the iPad or whatever, and there are 1,000 different programs.
Yeah.
Something. Do you recommend any of this particular programs for just cleaning up duplicates?
I think I have it on here. Let me see. I'll show you. Just have this one.